Well, let me ask you this. On social media, you were being dragged. Even after winning Artist of
I'm
the
always
Year.
being dragged, bro. It's nice. I'm like, as much as people show you love as an artist or as a public figure, I know that, you know,
Dragging-
if 90% show you love, there'll always be that 10% who'll come for you, and it's fine.
And this time around, in your acceptance speech, failure to acknowledge your PR, and you know the PR thing became a big deal for this year's. In fact, last year and even this year is a big deal for the race for the Artist of the Year. And when Tilly's name didn't pop up on stage,
Bro, there's so many people that
people were pushing.
I could have mentioned, bro.
Yeah,
I was
but
mentioning.
did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see
No,
the
I
particular
didn't
one?
actually, because I didn't see, but I didn't even know it was a thing. You're telling me now.
Okay.
But I spoke to Tilly. I actually called her myself, and I told her, you know, you've done a great job. I really do appreciate what you've done, and hopefully we take it next level. And she was just also grateful that I gave her the opportunity to, you know, work with us, and you know, she loves, you know, just working with us because we are cool people. And I told her, listen, you're with us, so you're good. You know what I mean? So I don't care what people think on the internet. In real life, there's something beautiful, you understand? So you don't even know the extent of the relationship.
Okay. So do you believe the involvement of PR in your communication this year made...
Yeah, that was the new change, one of the new changes we added. Because like I said before, like I've had PR from time. Like I've had PR in the UK, obviously because I'm signed to Sony in the UK, right? And I've had PR in America for, you know, certain things. But I never really had PR in Ghana because I have a team on the ground. So like we live here. As much as we are abroad or wherever, we are here as well. So me, I'm a co-interview, you know. I come here and say, I don't, you know what I mean? And then Quaps will do the rounds, Erasmus will do the calls. Like everyone does what they have to do.
Yeah.
But it got to a point where I wasn't here and I was still on tour and the campaign had started, and then my team was like, you know, this, and I had seen on the internet too. I was like, who's this girl? She's spectacular. I'm like, she's excellent. So when they told me, I was like, yeah, perfect, bro. This is gonna be a great addition to the team. You know what I mean? And obviously it was just for the campaign.
Yeah.
I told them, you know what, you have to be very careful because I didn't know in real life, so I can't vouch for, you know, who this person is. But after having conversations and hearing her, like, this person is perfect. And as much as it was just for the campaign, it only makes sense that it goes beyond the campaign. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we did add it to the campaign. Yeah, 100%.
Well, on the night, still on the Artist of the Year, TGMA, your performance, last year you were dragged massively because a lot of people didn't sort of enjoy the performance and all that. Now this year, coming to perform again, looking at what happened, did you feel that, you know, you're coming to perform, but now you're looking at how people are going to take it, what they are expecting?
No, I know I'm a bad boy. I know I'm a bad boy.
Man, original.
I know, like, you should see me on stage, like, it's always crazy. I know. So if there's a mishap or something doesn't go well, it doesn't like, you know, I'll be angry. Inside me, I'm like, this shouldn't have gone this way, but it's life, you know. Sometimes it won't go as we want it to go. I don't think anyone thinks for a fact that I wanted last year's performance to go as it went, because that wasn't the plan. So I was like, you know what, you need to give the people a run for their money. You know what I mean? You need to show that, for me, to myself, like, you need to show them that you're a 5-star. You know what I mean? So then I showed them that I was 5-star. Like, if you see the performance, it's regular. You know?
No, I loved it.
So, like, literally, I had my team. I called my music director. I'm like, bro, you have to fly to Ghana. He's like, I can't fly because he's directing for Rema right now on tour. So, like, you know what? Let's do this. So we put it all together. I call Kill Beats because when it gets there, when it comes to the sound, I leave for Kill Beats. So then we put our heads together, and then we did the playback. We had the band. We had I flew my DJ in, and then we're like, you know, let's give them a great performance, and then even just the creative input on stage, you know, from, you know, the models doing the runway, the catwalk, and then, you know, the samba dancers like you're in Brazil.
It added a lot
Why
of
would
color.
it
Dance
add a
God,
lot?
Lord.
Lot of color.
At that point, many people didn't
flags.
see him performing.
Yeah.
They were just hearing him.
It was,
They were seeing different things.
but yeah, we were like, you know what, I could drive me num, so I want to say that I'm gonna give you guys a Grammy performance. You're gonna feel like you're watching the Grammys. So I had no option than to give them, nothing less of that. And I always love a challenge. I love a competition. So yeah.
And your outfits, the one you wore on the red carpet, what went into that, and then the one on stage as well.
That was dope, bro.
Yeah,
Bill Gates was the one.
I love cool stuff, man. I'm a cool kid, so I was like, today feels like draft day, and I'm gonna be the number one pick. I told myself, just like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, whatever. This is draft day, and I'm gonna be the number one pick. So I dressed like I went for draft day. You know what I mean? And I'm glad, I did it because I feel like it was fly. I had some girls missing, like, that was cool. And then the one on stage is really just how I love to look all the time, comfortable. I like to look comfortable and just fly. I mean, like, I like the pants, I like my big boots.
Well, you should see what he's wearing. You should see what he's wearing.
Oh, for real?
So beautiful.
Yeah, these are fire. These are PDFs. I don't mean, like, I gotta put people on, bro.
Charlie,
airbag.
I was some chill boys.
This is airbag.
No, we can see.
Need airbag. Straight airbag. It don't feel safe.
These are, you should Google what PDFs are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, and then also first minute Balenciaga by Sana and Crawford. I know name, like, but
now everybody's
they know that's it.
Yeah,
might be the fufa about Mongosia.
They come as super
airbag,
bro.
Yeah.
Stonebwoy has congratulated you. Have you seen it?
I've been told of it.
Make her read them.
I have actually been told of it.
Have you responded?
I know payment called Twitter, sir.
I think it was early in the morning yesterday.
Was yesterday?
Yeah, congratulations, I'm Kim Promise, on your win and on your.
I was waiting for this. I told.
Into the
who did
league.
I told Gome. I was like, bro, I feel like you're gonna ask me this question about.
Oh yeah. You know it's gonna pop up.
In fact, early this morning, I told them we should wait for you to come so we can ask you.
I don't think it's a big deal, I really don't think it's a big deal.
To respond?
It's not about even responding, but because I have responded to a few. You know what I mean? Like, the ones I saw when I went on the app, I responded to everyone. But I just haven't been on the app today. But obviously, they were telling me about it. I'm like, moon cool it down. Like, it's not even a big deal. Like, I've received the congrats. So
you're gonna respond?
I've received the congrats. I don't want to talk about it. I don't really think it's like anything to speak about.
Right. Because last year,
my inside.
Last year I responded no coming.
Why you want to ask more?
My inside. I'm just having issues.
Drink some water, bro.
Yeah, I go drink them. But winning the artist of the year is no joke. especially because you need to work harder to maintain the level. The year next year and all that.
Yeah.
And also inspire more people. But
100%.
Yeah, what is the team doing about it? Like, have you got to the drawing boards now?
No, not even now. Before we won it, we already had plans. Like, we weren't waiting to win it.
Award, we are moving.
Yeah, we always have a plan before the year starts. So what we try to do is, when the year is ending, right?
Yeah.
We make a plan for the next year.
Okay.
So by the time the year ends, we know what we want to do already. So before we even won the awards, we have plans as to regards to new music, with regards to like where we're trying to take it, either touring, collaborations, brand, like there's plans, bro. There's something really beautiful that's brewing, and I cannot wait to share with the world.
You have new material dropping very soon.
As for making music, unless I'm on the road, but if not, I'm making music every time.
Right.
Every time.
When I'm happy, when I'm tired, when I'm sad, like I'd rather be in the studio than anywhere.
Oh, okay. That's your favorite place.
I love it.
We had Kwabna on stage.
Yeah.
I did. The legend.
That was massive.
How was it feeling like?
Amazing. I called him up because we did that at Promised Land. No one expected it. So then, when he came on, it just erupted. Everyone going crazy. So I called him like, Legend, I don't know if you're in town or you have the time, but I'm doing the awards and I'm going to do Favorite Story, and it will be such an honor to have you on there to celebrate you as well, because it's like 20 years since the song dropped. So it was only right to have the originator who inspired the song on there with me. So when I called him up, he said, yeah, Kashiwi Maba. So then we just connected the timing, and I'm glad he came. That's the number one. When it comes to the girl, them,
the girl, them sugar.
Yeah, I understand. That's the guy. So I'm glad. We got to do that.
I think you're on his upcoming 20th anniversary as well.
That's the legend. Anything he wants, we do it.
I think Kwabna mentioned that.
Yeah. True. I think when we had him in the studio.
Yeah.
Anything the legend wants, we do it. When I call on him, he's there for me. You know what I mean? So
I have a message for you from DJ Mensa. Mensa is saying Tilly's addition to the team was a smartest move to amplify everything you've been building. Your performance this year was actually world class, but what made him so sure he was winning this time, especially after standing exact same spot a year ago? Stonebwoy is just a year ago. Only to watch Stone take that from him. So what made you so sure that this year you were going to back?
It was a mindset.
It was a mindset.
Yeah, because you're never so sure. Like, you don't know the results. You don't know what's going to happen. But in my mind, I couldn't defeat myself in my mind. You know what I mean? I couldn't say, if I don't win. I told myself I'm not going to say if I don't win. Why should I say that? It should be if I win. Yeah, so it was more of a mindset thing.
So you had your own speech, everything prepared? So
no, I didn't. So like I said on the stage, I did just like last year, I didn't prepare a speech, right? So we're going, QB said, I hope so. What should we be? I said, Papa, I'm in church. He's like, yo, I have a feeling. So, and QB's never really speaks on feelings. So when he does, he's been saying, yeah. So I have a feeling you're gonna just try to write something. And all I could think about was me saying what I said at the end of my speech, saying, when I came here the first time 7 years ago, I had 2018?
2018, yeah.
I had 7 nominations and I won 0. You should use, any young person watching me right now should use me as an example of resilience, because look at me today. I didn't stop. Whilst people laughed at me, it just served as fuel for me to work hard, because as it was funny to them, for me, I believe in God's timing. And look at me now. Today, I am the chosen one.
Oh, Charlie.
There are more messages here. I'd want to read them. If there are any questions or anything, Promise can actually answer them. More Town Extra says, ask him when he's going to reply to Stonebwoy, which he's already answered that here on the show. Lace Nana says, salute from Afar Legendaries. Hashtag Ablekumanana Lace. Hashtag
get busy.
You know Ablekumanana Lace, right?
Get busy.
Roderick says, Artist of the Year bagged. Next is Grammy. Kofi Yesu says, congrats, Mr. 5-star. This guy speaks very well. He's 5-star for a reason. Our Famous says that let your regime shine on them. Arthur says, best artist in Ghana. Kwesi Promise says, big congrats to my man. I'm a proud citizen of Promised Land, Nungwa. I wanted his name so bad that I changed my name, Kwesi Prince, to Kwesi Promise. I really love this man. Nana Kweku Legacy says, did he respond to Stonebwoy's congratulatory message? He did. No, actually, he responded here. He's seen it. So just so you know.
And Chobe responded. Okay. You people for cool down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prince Kuma Michael says, good morning, Hits FM. Shouts to King Promise. We rolled way back in Nungwa playing football at SDA Park with the boys. I don't know whether
would be that. SDA be my house in back.
Right. Bafoche Victor says, Radio Guard, tell General to Artillery to his team. She done a massive job and she talks with facts and figures, not propaganda or misinformation. Artist of the Year indeed. Slim, invite him in the booth. Listening to you live at Swami Magazine. 5,000 Boy says, please ask King Promise, is he doing something for us this homo in Nungwa?
Yeah. People want me to reveal all my secrets right now.
Okay.
No, I definitely try to do a show every year in Nungwa, a free show for the people. So that's definitely in the works this year, especially after, I have to take that award home. You know what I mean? I have to take it to my people. I have to present it to my people. So that's definitely there.
Okay. Joseph Lawe says, good morning to Kim Promise. Prince Kuma Michael says, yes, I think I read that one. And then Wayne Patrick Ignatius Owusi says, please ask Kim Promise why he didn't thank or shout out King Sak when he won Artist of the Year, when he was given his speech.
I just saw that one too. People are sending me that.
I spoke to King Sak though. Like he was one of the first people to call me to congratulate me. Yeah, Sak hit me up first. He's like, he's super proud, and I told him, Godfather, I'm even just thankful that I can be in the position to make you proud, because it means the belief you had in me, I didn't put it to waste. You understand? And he's happy. Like, that's what I'm saying. People don't know what it is in real life. But they be on the internet, everyone says what they want to say. But in real life, we're happy. You know, we're thankful. Like, two of the first people to hit me was Shatta. Shatta just sent me a short message. He's like, God did. You know, that's what he said. It's like, God did. And then obviously, Sak sent me like a lovely message, and I sent him a lovely message back. So anyone who knows me knows how much I love King Sak, man. That's family. You know what I mean? So.
And then finally, medallion winner says 2 questions for King Promise. Did he intentionally choose not to play live at the TGMA because of the technical hitches the previous year? And then 2, he says he has good songs with Stonebwoy. Do they have unreleased songs? Like he's trying to say that you have unreleased songs with Stonebwoy?
So my set at the TGMA was between live and a DJ. It was intentional.
You did a hybrid? Or?
Yeah.
Hybrid.
So that's what we did. So I wanted it to sound like the actual record and not too far away from the record. So you find a way to, mix it. Yeah, so that's what we did. It was the drums you hear were actually live. It was played live.
Okay.
The bass you hear was played live, but we also added the stems.
Okay.
On the record. So you do it that way to make. That's what Chris Brown does. That's what Drake does. Like, I feel like it's about time people get on that wave. You know what I mean? So there's that as well.
I know people have been doing stems. People have been doing stems, but I was quite close to the stage, and I could feel that this one was a little bit different. It was like you took it up a notch.
We had to I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Everything I do on tour in America or in Europe, I'm like, we have to bring it back home. They have to feel this standard. You know what I mean? So I put together the Avengers and we tried to make it happen. You understand what I mean? So yeah.
And then the second one, he says, do you he has good songs with Stonebwoy. They are unreleased. Do you have songs with Stonebwoy?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So medallion, there you go.
Before I jump into the studio for everybody here to react, one quick one. You had DJ RB Nice come in on your set.
Yeah.
And amongst the DJ community, I'm a DJ. People say, Charlie. But you have DJ Lord, who's also your personal DJ.
Yeah.
So why was he in here on the set? What happened? I mean,
we have a very smooth relationship. My DJs are actually very good friends. And they work together. Sometimes they play together even, and sometimes they do not. Lord wasn't available that day, but Lord was one of the first people to congratulate us as well, because Lord was heavily campaigning on the internet. And RB respects Lord a lot. Lord also respects RB a lot. There are some places where, for example, because RB lives in America, so there are some places where me and RBB that Lord isn't, but we thank God that we have such a lovely relationship between the both of them. Like when I done the show, sometimes RB's in Ghana, Lord plays. You know what I mean? Sometimes Lord is around, RB plays. So for us as a team, we're good. Everyone's fine. Yeah.
Anyway,
fans not catchy feeling.
Fans so, I mean.
Bro, me and Laurie from Nungwa, you know what I mean? That's my guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, Adam,
he's the best DJ in Ghana. Everyone knows that. He's won it how many times? Back to back.
4 times.
Yeah, man.
Top DJ.
5-star shit only.
Adam.
Yeah, Chairman.
I give you King Promise.
Congratulations to King Promise.
Thank you, boss.
I mean, I'm really happy for your exploits. We were the first people to open his performance sheet on radio to talk about places he's been, and I think it really looked beautiful. And it was why wherever I went, I was talking about that strength that he's indeed, shown that. I like artists who love to move on their song, because most of the time people feel, our songs do not cross. But if you check the back end, you see that our songs, they move. But the challenge is that some people do not move. So if artists look at the back end and they gather the courage to move, that is very commendable, because it's not easy. Even, putting up something locally, be joke. then to move on and on and on. So, I mean, that is a good one, and I'll urge you to continuously push that agenda. Like you said, even before the Artist of the Year, you are working hard. I mean, don't let this slow your moves. I mean, you need to keep the energy and keep the brand community very tight, because, I mean, it will be a very good addition to the brand, because if you go out there, you are being introduced, Ghana's Artist of the Year. And this is where, I mean, the engines must be sparked high for that Formula One speed, to carry, I mean, the torch of the country to the world. So I will urge you to keep on keeping on, and, I mean, do not look back. And I know.
Do not look back.
Yeah. So if you were here, we ain't measure show.
Okay, in that context.
Okay. So, like, he should keep the focus. And I know he's going to break barriers. And I want to ask you this. I mean, you stood from somewhere and you are here today.
Yep.
With your experiences, both locally and Ghana, at this point, you are like you said, you are the King Promise. They call you King. You've not won the Artist of the Year before, but now you won it. So you are the King now.
King Promise.
King Promise. Yes. I mean, what?
That's how I say my name. Yeah. It's King Promise.
You get foresight.
So, I mean, what would you love to change about the Ghana music industry, which will positively impact the stakeholders in the industry?
What to change there? I don't know about what to change, but what we can change as artists is to come together, bro. Really, we can't say Ghana to the world and be moving individually, which is one thing I try to not do. I try to involve and engage my brothers in the industry from time to time. I've pulled up for everybody when they needed me. From time to time, I've done collaborations where anyone we need. Like even my last tour, I had my brother Daco with me. I've had Kwabena MP on tour with me before. I have had Olive the Boy. I have had Camido. Like whatever way where we can collaborate as a unit, because that's what our cousins in Nigeria do. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was on tour, not this one, the one before. It was just me, the only Ghanaian on tour at the time. But then in the same states, there was Mayor Kun, there was Rema, there was this, and everyone was pulling up for everyone. It's like they were moving together as a unit and as a force, and it made stronger impact than just one person, and then I felt alone. So I believe it's about time we also come together and make music with each other. We need to push together as a unit, because they say prayer is the way it is. It's hard to break it, but when we are together, you understand, that's one thing I really heavily believe in. We need to stop seeing each other as competition, rather than letting it inspire ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not your enemy, you know what I mean? And this goes out to like people, like the mindset has to change, where if you see your brother going on or doing something, it will say, be like, damn, my brother did this, I can do it too, rather than why is it him and not me? You understand what I mean? Yeah, bro.
Does the O2 conversation cross your mind?
100%. I'd love to.
And when it crosses your mind, what do you think about it?
More work. We just have to work, because what will take you there is hard work.
And does it not look so close?
It doesn't look far.
It doesn't look close for us.
It doesn't look far.
It doesn't look far.
It doesn't look far. I think it's highly possible. We've had the conversations about that a couple of times, actually. But I feel like in due time, in definitely due time.
And have you heard of
the first time the O2 was even done by Nigerians? It wasn't one person. It was a lot of them. It was like Wiz and Bernard and David and everyone. It was all of them.
So I think we need to start thinking of.
If there was any show, a Ghanaian show right now, the O2 and had all of us on there, it's gonna sell out.
So the promoters.
It starts from us individuals ourselves, and then the promoters as well.
A quick one. Have you heard of the Black Stars experience? And I mean, as somebody who loves to project Ghana, when you won, you said that you want to take Ghana to, project Ghana.
I've been doing it already.
Yes. So there is the launch of Black Stars experience, which is a nation branding. I mean, as somebody who loves to project our country out there, is there a way you think that artists like you can be properly engaged and briefed so that you'll be able to better represent that experience to the rest of the world?
100%. Any way in which I am needed, I'm ready to, lend my voice and my expertise as well. 100%. I'm down.
Martinez.
Yeah. I like your name.
Thank you.
Martinez.
Yeah. AKA
Anti-Portuguese.
That's what Simon Cowell.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
I mean, I can see a lot of people are pleased. So far, I think you're one of the artists who had won, and there's no back and forth. I mean, like, deserve you. You hardly hear that because you're one of the artists who have really worked hard, and it's long overdue. You're also an artist who has come under heavy criticism when it comes to award involvements, especially campaigning for votes. I mean, we've discussed on shows. People look at your talent and feel like, Charlie King promised the more. Yeah, I said he's not really into it. People even believe you've adopted the R2B style. But last 2 years, last year, this year, I think your involvement has been very, 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 very great. And for me, I'm very proud of it because, look, we believe even DJ Slim made that assertion a few days ago that artists who actually don't involve it or themselves or show interest shouldn't be awarded. And so the hard work you've shown has really paid. From last year, you didn't relax. You still went extra mile to prove yourself that, you are really one of the artists to be looked at. So do you think if you had not won this year, it would have been an unfair treatment?
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know. I like that. Portfolio.
So, one more question.
Oh, Charlie.
One
at a time.
Do you think winning Artist of the Year puts pressure on the artist to maintain that height and, project his or her brand or the country in general to the world?
I love representing my people. I take the responsibility actually very seriously. It's something that I've done before I won Artist of the Year. It's very personal to me. Just saying I'm Ghanaian and that my people have given me the mantle to represent them. It's not something I take for granted, whether Artist of the Year or not. I will always be that guy to go out there and push for my people. So this only, like I said, it gives me more armor to go and fight. I mean, so it's not pressure.
Because as Slebia Bimuka say, we should award artists to me project there's that perception.
We started project here.
But there's that perception that there are certain artists when they win, they will not be able to sell.
But do you believe this man over there?
He's already doing that. So as an artist, I wanted to hear from him if he also has that feeling that he puts pressure on you as you need to maintain that level.
Yeah.
No, there's no pressure. No, calma. Yeah, no nerves.
Pot.
Okay, say.
Say congratulations.
But you just opened the microphone for me.
PR for Kimpalota.
Yeah.
Say
for the TGMA season, I've not renewed my contract.
Say congratulations.
Of course, you just opened microphone for me.
Okay. What are you going?
So mine is more of a confession.
Hey.
Yeah,
confession.
Confession just a director. Confession and married with maybe apology, because we all in the race, at least the top contenders, knew definitely we had A, B, C. Some had A, B, C, D, but we know he had E, F. And so obviously he was the one we all had to target. That one is a confession.
It's not the dinner now.
So the many much, but didn't know what's me. Oh,
that's a bar.
And we all, you see, in the course of the race, there was one thing we all unanimously agreed to. That breaking virgin market was a bigger deal and receiving an icing on the cake for every artist to flex with Definitely, and there is no way anyone in the race could be hypocritical about it, that there was something that he had over all of us and our candidates, perhaps. Okay, I can speak for my candidate, certainly, and the fact that he inspired my candidate the most, and it's no news that Paluta was the first person who applauded in the auditorium when he won Artist of the Year. This was quite evident. I think the video is there. Paluta was the first person because Paluta knows how. And Paluta knows how King Promise inspires him. I mean, Stonebwoy's longevity and what the exploits King Promise is doing. So obviously we knew that he had EF when we had ABCD. And so I'll confess that, of course, that is well deserved. Like Martinez says, that is the first time in a long while that Artist of the Year had come with virtually no controversy. And this is so clear. And on the tangent of apology, I think we are building an industry. And in trying to project at this, I think it is not something we should encourage or tolerate, to tear down other brands or talk down other brands. And I think in the course of we doing our PR, we made some loose talk. And perhaps the feedback we've gotten, and upon sober reflection, we got to know that there are certain tangents we went that we overdid it. That is not how you build an industry. And I take responsibility for some of the statements that may not go down with the team or King Promise. That seems to be like I'm spitting down the achievement, because whether we like it or yes, his exploits and the pedestal inspires every artist in Ghana. And I can confidently say, chest up and shoulder high, that undoubtedly he's Ghana's crossover artist at the moment. And so by way of that, I want to extend apologies if any of my PR games didn't go down with the team or them, or I would not intentionally do that, but perhaps the tangent that we are all going, we had to pick on others' weakness or not.
You grab somebody next.
Yes. That is where the template of the debate. You are the cause of that thing. Because if you see, because the first time we went on that tangent was because the gentleman who gave us the template of the debate also had a bulleted point where we had to hit on the weakness of each other. That is how come you saw Tilly going as Stonebwoy. That I also had to. But in all this,
Your Honor,
I will show them more. I show them right now. I'll show them. But in all this, what we all admitted, that he had a wow factor, an additional factor that we, perhaps my candidate, didn't have, and we have to admit, no, if I bow to greatness, Charlie, it will maybe reflect on my artist. So, and I think he winning Artist of the Year is more spiritually significant, bringing into his name alone. The King Promise factor, if you look at the trajectory and how he fought his way to become the king now, it shows some spiritual significance that time and seasons. Promise, look. And then the fact that it fell on Mother's Day and he brought his mother on that day, and not a few other on that day, cried. No, see. The agenda must agenda. Look, I'm speaking of something. I'm speaking spirituality. You guys are carnal. No, I'm saying because, you see, people felt at a point in time they had issues with. I know you know their ground, with their ground, but I'm saying the spiritual significance of his name as Promise and what he went through, even with last year to the time that the entire Ghanaians, because though I believe Stonebwoy deserved last year, it still met with controversy that they still felt it was King Promise time. But now that it's King Promise time, I am seeing less reaction from even any other person who was not even in his camp that, okay, Charlie, we can't debate this. So there's a spiritual no. So there's spiritual significance. I want to say that, Charlie, we are all super proud and inspired as well by his feat. And then we are hoping that, of course, he represents and wears the image of Ghana better. And so perhaps with the Black Star Experience, let's make him one of the ambassadors for our Black Star Experience initiative, and he to be very ideal. Congrats once again, Big Greg. I'm super proud of you.
Yeah, I think that he should speak. Yes, Godfather.
Hello. Okay, Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mashata.
You can sit here.
No, it's fine. I wrote some few things down. Now, I've been writing things. When he was talking earlier, he mentioned that he's very hands-on on the stuff that go on with his creative team. If he is hands-on, what happened previously?
Last year?
Yeah, I mean the previous years. Why? It looked like he wasn't interested. Do you understand? Your fight with most of the nominees
Yes.
was that no one should be awarded if they don't show any interest, and that you came up with the objectives.
Yeah, apart from Stonebwoy
and Kim Promise,
make
and you mentioned, and I also listened to and watched your editorial, you mentioned that it is simply because Kim Promise showed a lot of interest.
Yeah.
So could it be that he had cold feet previously, or he was simply not interested? And what prompted this year's over 100% campaign?
I said this already, though. I said it earlier on that in the beginning, it might have come across as if I wasn't bothered, but it was something where, for me, it was more of let your music speak for you, let your work talk for you. Till it got to the point I realized that it's not a problem to actually amplify your own work. I mean, like, it came with growth, if I should put it that way. Because in the beginning, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. Everyone can see it. It's quite clear. So I don't have to go and fight or shout about it because you can see it's everywhere. And then it got to a time where I was like, you know what? It's not a bad thing to actually amplify what you're doing. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to remind people, like, I am him. You know what I mean? So that's what changed.
Right. My next will be from Boy P.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in here may not know Boy P, but for some of us, we know Boy P.
Yeah.
From Boy P till Kim Promise, what has changed?
Growth. It's really just growth. It's really me just living my dreams and just working extra harder. Like, every L, we don't take as loss, we take as lessons, and we just try to strive for the best, try to make sure that this agenda of our culture to the rest of the world is the only thing that drives us, and not anything else, nothing on the side whatsoever. Mainly it being that I believe, like I said earlier, that I'm born to do this. Like, I'm not here by mistake. This is not by chance. You know, this is how it's meant to happen. And I'm thankful to be in a position where I represent my people. So what's changed is a lot of growth, there's a lot of blessings, and there's a lot of hard work. We just keep doing that.
Well, thank you very much. That'll be all for now. I've known you for a while, and this kid right here, all he knows is music. And I'll be very disappointed if he drops the mic. Keep it going, keep it burning, and keep singing till the devil joins us on Happy Hour. What's the name? Alpha Hour.
Devil.
Yeah.
Who is the devil?
I nearly heard.
Well, Satan himself. So keep singing until Satan comes to say Alpha Hour. I'm with you. I've logged on. I'm sharing the link. Happy man, Kim Promise.
Thank you, boss.
I mean, congratulations, Kim Promise, and it's a wrap. It's
Suasa.
Penny Jerry Suasa. Yeah, day.
I was on journey.
Yeah. Promise, thanks a lot for joining us today.
Rep your jersey.
Rep your jerseys on and on behalf of the production, we say thank you so much for joining us.